Hi guys, Dave here, and today I'm going to show you how to play Everybody Dance by Chic. The guitarist, of course, was Nile Rodgers, who also wrote the song, along with Bernard Edwards, I do believe. Good song. It's only got two main parts to it. You've got a chorus and a verse, and that's it. And the chorus is actually quite sparse. I'll take you through the chords. So it's going to start with a C minor 7. So you just bar across the 3rd fret on strings 1 to 5, and then you put your 2nd finger down on the 4th fret of the B, and then we've got 5D. One of his favourite shapes. So 1 strum on that, and then we're going to do a B flat 11. You can also think of this as an A flat major chord with a B flat in the bass. So that is 4B, 5G, 6D, and then 6E. Then you just take that shape and move it up 2 frets. That gives you a C11. Now that's what he plays on the guitar. I might put a link actually in the description, because there is a really good Nile Rodgers masterclass. And it's good to see how he thinks about his chord progressions, because they're not always exactly what you hear on the record. So that's the kind of chords that he's playing, but in the bass part it's just all over a C bass. The only one that would sound a little bit different is the 2nd chord, so it's like an A flat over a C. So that's the way it sounds on the record, but what he actually plays is the chords I showed you at the start. So that's the first bit. And then the second half. So I start off with an A flat major 7. So that is 4E, 5D, 5G, and 4B. Then this is an interesting chord. I think he described it as a A minor 7 with a flattened 6. So you're barring across all 6 strings, then you're playing 7A and then 6 on the B. I must admit, when I first heard this, I thought it sounded a bit more like an F chord with an A in the bass. Just a small difference, but again, watching his masterclass, that's the way he thought about it when he wrote the song and when he demonstrates it. So interesting chord. And then he finishes on that B flat 11 chord again, like so. He really, on the record, you only really hear him hit each chord once. There's no kind of real rhythm pattern there at all. It's just kind of, and just holds them. Live, you might see him kind of chop up the rhythm a little bit more, but on the record, it's very simple. One of the things I think he definitely does this live. When he plays the first half, he does this, which kind of mimics the vocal line. So this happens during the C11 chord. Think of it like you're holding down a B flat major chord. That's 6E, 6B, 7G, 8 on the D. And then he's adding his little finger on the B string at the 8th fret. Does a kind of a down up on that. Then just goes down to the B flat bar chord. Then goes back to the little finger, takes the little finger off, and then puts it back on again. Incidentally, I'm only barring on the third strum. Everything else, I just have my index finger just holding down the B string and actually muting off the E string for the rest of it. So you get that effect at the top. Like so. And then into D. You might see in the full speed version that I sometimes do a little variation. Instead of playing those chord voicings, I just play slightly higher ones. So the A flat major 7, this is the other way you can play it. 6 on the D, and then just bowing across the 8th fret on the E, B and G strings. And then for that A minor 7 with a flattened 6, I do this shape. That's 5 on the E, 6 on the B, and then 5 on the G and D strings. Just gives you a nicer kind of higher chord voicing, if you like. And then just playing just the top half of the B11, B flat 11. So that's just 4 on the E and B, 5 on the G, and 6 on the D. So my alternative throughout the chorus would be this. Like that. Just to add a little bit of variation to the chorus. Okay, the verse, much more rhythmic in the verse. It's typical Nile Rodgers kind of choppy sort of rhythm. So, first part is an E flat major chord. And the way of playing that is 6A and then 8 on the D, G and B strings. And the strumming is just going to go down, miss, up, down. Like that. If you want to add some extra scratches in, I'm sure he does. It's not exactly the same every time he plays it. So if you want to do that, but they're the main hits. Down, up, down, like that. Then he does the same thing with a B flat major chord. So you can bar the whole lot. Actually, quite often I've watched him play, he'll play a full 6-string bar, but really only hits maybe just the bottom 4 strings, because that's where the sound is really. So a B flat major bar chord would be 6th fret across all 6 strings, and then you've got 7 on the G, and then 8 on the D and 8 on the A string. But I say he probably only hits the bottom 4 when he does it, and then the bar just kind of helps to control the bass strings from ringing, I think. Like that. Yeah, and does the same strumming for the B flat, so down, miss, up, down, and then he plays it for one more beat, which is actually in the second bar, and he does a kind of a scratch on a down and hits it on an up. So like that. And then we're into like C minor 7. I suspect that rather than playing a normal 6-string bar, he's actually done it with maybe either his third or his little finger, because once he's finished with it, I can definitely hear a slide up as he gets into the next chord. That sort of effect. Anyway, the strumming, down, then you scratch on a down, hit it on an up, you get a dummy scratch and then another down, then scratch on a down and then an up. So it's and then he slides that chord up a little bit. Then we're into an F minor 7. So just the same shape as we had for the C minor 7 earlier, but this time we're up at fret number 8. So barring across the first 5 strings on fret 8, and then we're holding down 9 on the B and then 10 on the D string. And very sort of similar strumming. It's so I'll break that down. So we got down, then you get a scratch, hit on an up, scratch on a down, and then you're going to go down up with the chord held down, then scratch on a down, hit it on a down, scratch on a down, and then hit it on an up. So I'll do it really slowly. Like that. I'll do it one more time. So sometimes he plays 2 bars of that, and sometimes he has this little fill at the end. It's all done with the little finger moving across. So you get the first bit just the same. So you've got with that little double, and then to get the last bit, puts the little finger on the 11th fret of the E, do a down, then take it off, then put it on the 11th fret of the B, go down, take it off, do an up, and then just do a kind of a dummy or a scratch after it. So you get like that. Like that. And that's how he plays through the verse. Okay guys, I hope this all makes perfect sense to you, and I hope you have a lot of fun with it. Okay, see you later. Have a good one.